So today I wanted to answer a couple questions about how I first got a job working with the federal government. Welcome back to my channel. It's a great day to feel complete. I work for a company who is a prime on the contract. Therefore, I am a subcontractor. For most of these projects in the Washington, D.C. area, which is where I'm at, there's a ton of opportunity working as a subcontractor for the federal government just because essentially of where we're located. A lot of jobs can be found overseas, or you could be a remote worker, which means you could live and work out of anywhere in the United States of America. So most of these contracts do require a security clearance. It's not something that you can just go out and do yourself. You must be sponsored by a company, which means they will be paying for the extensive amount of work and time required to obtain a security clearance. So the hardest part about getting your foot in the door with this type of contract is finding a company who is willing to sponsor. What I did before I had a clearance is I went on a website called clearancejobs.com. This is a place where companies will post opportunities for individuals who will need a clearance to perform these types of jobs. From there, I uploaded my resume, and when I signed on years ago, there was a section in the profile where you could indicate your level of security clearance, and if you didn't have one, you could just mark none. So finding a company that's willing to sponsor is a little hard, so getting your foot in the door is not exactly going to be easy. One thing that you can look for when you're reviewing job postings is a little blurb at the end, usually below the basic qualifications, and it should say something along the lines of must be willing and able to obtain a security clearance. Typically, the lowest level that they'll start you off with is a public trust, and this is pretty easy to get. It just says, hey, you're not a mass murderer, or at least they weren't able to find that out. So my resume is posted on a number of sites where it can just be discovered by a company or recruiters. For instance, clearancejobs.com, dice.com, indeed.com, mykidsarfighting.com, monster.com. Oh, I also have my resume up on linkedin.com. I say the easiest way to get a job in this field is to work with a recruiter. They get paid once you get a job, and they can help you as far as the negotiation process, what the company expects, and they can really just help, give you that nice little boost or zhuzh. The first company that was willing to sponsor actually reached out to me about an opportunity. At the time, I was looking and I was very excited about it, and then I got the job. It took a couple months for all the processing to go through for the clearance. My security officer let me know how things were going and that everything went through fine. In the past, I had a medical marijuana card, and I know that's a concern for a lot of people. But the thing is, if you're going the legal route and getting a medical marijuana card, your file with your doctor and everything and the dispensary that you work through is protected by HIPAA laws. And if you don't know what HIPAA is, you probably should just go Google it, because I'm not going to be the most reliable source of information, but pretty much they make sure that your personal health information is protected, so nobody can go in and see what's your blood type and steal your organs, and this got really morbid really fast. And also your FSO, your security officer, will be your best friend in this process. So if there's anything that you are worried or concerned about, they're going to be the ones that you're going to want to talk to and let them know ahead of time. So for me, nothing came up. They didn't have any issues. It was expired anyway, so I didn't really think it was going to be an issue, but you never know. I always err on the side of just not being shady, because I feel like when you work with the government, they're gonna find out everything anyways. So just be open and honest from jump. It is worth noting, like I said, once you level up your security clearance level, you are more valuable to employers. So this would be a great time to negotiate a raise and or maybe look for other opportunities that will compensate you better. It's not all about money, but it is about the fact that you are now able to provide something that a lot of other applicants can't. I've noticed a lot of people that I know are not being paid anywhere near what their coworkers are being paid, just for the simple fact that they didn't ask for more. The prime on a contract will get awarded a certain budget. Say it's like $10 million for 10 years. So they have $1 million over the course of the year to spend on all of their overhead. It's not up to you to determine where their money goes, so don't get in your feels about that. But there is a certain portion that they set aside for labor costs and for, hiring their people. So oftentimes you can ask the recruiter, what is the salary range for this position? And they'll tell you it's between 100K and 120K. And at that point, you might be thinking in your head, I've been telling people my required salary is 80K. And you might be taken aback a bit, as I have been in plenty of situations. Now that you know what the salary range is and you want to put yourself on the lower end for a better chance, then you can do 110K, submit yourself like that. You're getting a raise as well as a better chance at this job. So it never hurts to ask and know what you're in for. Last but not least, you're not going to be able to get a higher level security clearance if you're on a contract that doesn't require it. Like I said, it takes a lot of money, a lot of hours, effort, and work into getting one of these clearances to go through. So if you're at a secret level and you want a position that is top secret or, SCI, XYZ, all of that, the job that you're at is not going to shell out the cost for that if it's not required for the position that you're in. So if you're looking for something that your current position does not offer, there's no harm in looking around. You may not even realize that you're unhappy in the position that you're in until you maybe put a couple feelers out, do a cute little virtual interview, get a cute little offer with a cute little bump in pay. Then you might be thinking twice. They got a real nice benefits package. This one not looking too hot. You wouldn't have these options if you didn't ask around. So that's my tip. Just make sure that you're networking, connecting with people who are in similar positions as you. Ask the questions. I don't think there's anything to be shy about when it comes to looking for a new position and wanting to know how much money you'll be making. I think it's a very fair question to ask, and just make sure that you're worth it. Don't be asking for money that you're going to be getting for a position that you can't even fulfill. If you don't know what you're doing, don't apply for that job. Don't waste nobody's time, because they'll find out. They're going to find out quickly if you don't know what you're talking about or what you're doing. So, like I said, just be on the safe side, ask those questions, and stay complete. Water is life. Water is so good. Anyways.